Okay, so the installation instructions are in Codified 303 under the databases module. So if you go over there, you'll find the link to download and then download these two zip files, extract them and put them all within the same folder. Then we'll set the path to that folder. Okay, so why don't you guys share your screens while you're doing this so I can help you. Do an extract, Callista. Is that already extracted?
I don't think so. Is it?
Okay, did you just do an open file?
Yeah.
Okay, usually it'll say right there, extract. Okay, you can just go and just create a folder somewhere that says SQLite that you can access. So maybe within your I wouldn't do desktop, but do maybe, yeah, maybe inside Codify. Yeah, C:, where is Codify? Oh, that's on OneDrive, is it? Then just do you want it to be on OneDrive, Callista?
I mean, maybe not.
Okay, then just create it inside users. Yeah, users, Callista. You have Callista Galant. Yeah, go inside that folder and just create a folder and call it SQLite. I'm just gonna quickly call Xavier. Just give me a second. Okay, good. Dina, you have everything in the same folder. Callista, what about you? Okay, good.
I'm moving it all.
Okay, just go ahead and set path. Path is a system environment variable. It helps you find your folders. Okay, um, um, it helps programs find your program, right? And so, like if you're running, if you set this if you set the path to this folder, then when you go on your terminal and you type SQLite 3, it'll be able to find it.
You said set path.
So you'll see that I have a link to set the path. Um, in that installation instructions, but I'll put it here. What would be easiest is if you go to your control panel and go to system environment variables and set it through there. You can set the path on your terminal as well, but every time you close your terminal and open it, you have to set it again and again and again. If you set it in your control panel, then it's easy. Then it gets set forever. But be very careful when you're setting the path on your control panel. Don't delete what's already there. Just add to it. Okay, just be careful. Calista, show me your. If you just go to search and do like go to your search panel and search for environment variables, it'll just pull up that environment, ENVI.
Oh,
Yeah, it says edit the system environment variables. Just go there. Dine, were you able to find it? Dine, just go to your search bar and type, yeah, there you go, you found that. Sorry, I'm missing my, what's here? It's the second one. Click on that, Dine, yeah, and then click edit. And then do a new. Now you have to add the full path to that folder that you just created, to that SQLite folder. So go to your file explorer and just copy that whole path. Click on the, yeah, click here, Dine. No, not, yeah, copy address.
so after this,
Yeah, so what goes there, Callista? Oh, sorry. What am I looking at? Well, you're still, you see environment variables down below over here.
oh yeah.
Let me see path. Do edit. Sorry, not edit, sorry. Cancel,
New.
cancel, and then do a new. Yeah, edit over here and then new over there, yeah. And now go back to the folder in which you have this, in which you have extracted Callista. Yeah, and then copy the address. So if you click like here, just click there. Outside SQLite where you have SQLite. Here, just click there. Yeah, you see, so that's the path. That's your path. So just copy that. Yeah, and then do okay again. Okay, now open a terminal, go back to your search bar and type CMD, command prompt. And then do a SQLite 3, SQLite 3. No caps, all small. Okay, good. So it's installed correctly. So do a, I think do a dot quit. It's not done. Okay. So yeah, so it opened a transient in memory database. Were you all able to do that? Dine, can you show me your path again? Just type path here on the terminal. Enter. Yeah, no, your that folder, see, it has to, when you type path, it has to be added to this, and it's not added to it. So go back to setting your path. Yeah, click on path, Dine. Do a edit, do a new. Type that path that you had. Okay, and okay again. Okay, now close your close your terminal, Dine, and then open it again. So if you already were able to get into SQLite, what I would like you to do, oh, I've never seen that SQLite browser, Alan.
I
Was
got
that
this.
one? Sorry?
This is a program that I use a lot on.
You,
Yeah, I've used whenever I'm dealing with SQL.
hmm.
Um, let's see.
So is that something that is for all databases? That's
Um, yeah, it's for SQL at least. I don't know if it supports anything else. Um,
anything else other than SQLite, or my question is, does this work for MySQL, PostgreSQL? Does it work for other databases, or does this only work for SQLite?
I think it's only SQLite.
Okay, Dine, now if you do a SQLite 3, it should work.
You want us to click the browser?
No, you're good. You've installed
Oh,
everything
okay.
correctly. Yeah, you're good. Okay, yeah, and Dine, you can do a dot quit as well. Um, okay, so it's installed. Um, Now look here for the browser. I can see. Okay, this is really nice. Um, the browser is really nice, but I would like you to be comfortable using the command prompt. Okay, so so work on the command prompt. Once you get a hang of doing it on the command prompt, just it the it's just for you all to have that ease with using the command prompt, because you'll have to use the terminal with Linux or whatever, and just for you to have that ease, I'd like you to be comfortable with the command prompt, and then you can also use the browser once you have that comfort. Okay. Okay, let me open up. So this other link that I put on chat, it gives you the commands to use. You see number 3, it says special commands to SQLite 3, the dot commands. So what happens is you are entering SQLite 3 when you type that command SQLite 3, it takes you into that prompt, into that database, into SQLite 3, where then you can create a database and interact with stuff. okay, interact with tables and write queries and so it will persist. So whatever table you create, it will create on your hard disk, and whatever data you save will be saved on your hard drive. Okay, so if you can stop sharing for a little bit, I'll just go over these commands, and then you can create the bakery database. Okay, so looks like I have to check my installation. Right. Okay, so as it says here, it connects to a transient in-memory database, right? We don't want a transient in-memory database. We wanted to connect to a persistent database. Transient means, it's only available temporarily, right? When you close down the terminal, then that database goes away, and we don't want that. So we want to create a persistent database. And if you look at the list of commands here, there are a lot here, but here this .databases is an important one. It'll list the names and files of attached databases. There is a .tables, okay, that gives you the list of all tables. And then if you specify a pattern, then it also looks for that one. If you just say a .tables, it'll give you it'll just show the it'll show all tables in that database. .quit, right? And it will exit SQLite. Okay, so those are just some commands that you should know. And if you don't know what to do, and nothing's working, if you do like so if you do am I still inside? If you do a Control C, it will come out of the SQLite 3. Okay, so say something, you're stuck and you're not able to use a .quit to come out of SQLite, just do a Control C and it'll take you out of SQLite. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to create, we want to connect to a persistent table. So it says use .open file name to reopen on a persistent database, right? Or you can just type SQLite 3 and the name of the database that you want to connect to. If the database is not created yet, it will create a new one. Okay, so test fall 2024, right? And so now it created a database called test fall 2024. Okay, and now you can write any create table script. And then it will create the table. So just do a do some, pull up some of the tables that you created using Khan Academy. Um, pull up one of the create table scripts that you wrote in Khan Academy. Um, and so if I was right, and so that so we ran a create table script. So now if I do a dot tables, you'll see that the books table is here, right? And so I can do a select stuff from books. And then there is nothing in books because we have not inserted anything into books, right? And so yeah, so create, insert some records and you can write all queries. So what I'd like you to do in the next 5 minutes or so, just, insert some records into the books table. And then we'll create our bakery tables. Okay, then we'll work on writing the scripts and um, writing the queries for the bakery table. What usually helps, and this is what I recommend, is that you write your queries within in a text file and then copy and paste it here. Because otherwise, if say I made a mistake, right, and say um, if this happens, if you get a dot dot greater than, it means that you haven't completed this command, right? So if I add a semicolon, it completes the command. But I can also use if I use the up arrow and down arrow keys, then I can get to my previous commands that I put on SQLite. Okay, so just spend a little bit of time playing with this, and then we'll get started with the bakery database. And you guys can share your screens while you're doing this.
You wanted us to go through the list on, or the dot help?
No, I just want you to create a test database and create a table and then just run some queries. So Callista, so when you do SQLite 3 and then test, then it will create a test database. No. You have to do a dot open now. Um, See, when you get that dot greater than, then that means that command wasn't completed fully. Okay, so just
Okay.
backspace, press a semicolon, yeah, press enter, see what happens. Okay, now do dot open test, space, dot open space test. Dot open is your command, yeah. So now you can write a create table script. Not these commands. What you did with Khan Academy, where you did create table name.
Oh yeah, I see. I haven't done that part. Um,
You have, I mean, that was the very first lesson.
oh, the beginning. Oh, right. Okay. And just come up like with anything.
Yeah, any table, just create a few, have a few columns. Alan, do you know why you're getting that error?
Hmm? Oh, this, yeah, I'm just not providing the primary key here.
Oh.
Oh, wait, values.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
This primary key is supposed to auto increment.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember how you do this, like how you insert things and just allow this to
To do the
um
auto increment.
yeah.
So you have to specify. So when you're inserting values, then you have to specify which field you're inserting a value for.
Hmm.
And so you don't specify the primary key, but the rest.
So it
So
would be like,
insert into SQL and then open parentheses. No dot. Open parentheses and then specify which fields you're giving values for. Yeah. So
would
title
be like
close.
this.
No, close parentheses and then values.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Semicolon. You have to do a select star from. Which, so this value 2, where did you SQLite sequence? Did that insert at all?
Um,
I mean, I just wanted to make sure that the auto increment happened correctly.
yeah, I think
It
it
did?
did.
Okay.
Let's do, yeah.
Callista, are you doing okay?
I think so. Um, I have it started.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you should be able to just copy and paste it in here.
My Khan Academy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, very good, Dine. This is really nice, your browser. I'm gonna add it to
I'm not sure I know how to find my Khan Academy stuff. I thought I did, but
It's at unit 3. Uh-oh.
oh, oh, this is it.
Yeah, no, you're on unit 2. You need to be on unit 3. Yeah, but none of it shows is done. Did you log in when you were working on it, Callista?
I thought so. Because yeah, I did this.
I know, yeah. And that's why I'm saying it doesn't seem to have saved what you did.
Oh. Yeah, I was logged in because I was able to, I'm not sure if I used a different email account then.
You probably would have then. Yeah, check that. Log out of this and then check that. Okay, so if you're done with that, I mean, if you're done just playing around for a little bit, I'd like you to get started with the bakery database. So create those 3 tables: customers, items, and orders. I'd like the customer ID, your item ID, and your transaction ID to all be um, auto incremented. Okay, so um, does everybody know what I mean by auto incremented? Is it there in Khan Academy? I'm not completely sure. So if you didn't know what auto increment is, you can set the primary key. Um, so you don't need to insert a value into the primary key every time, right? So if you say auto increment, then the database will take care of incrementing it by 1 every time you insert a row into the table, right? So when you create your table, when you designate something as the primary key, right? So say when you create your book table, say you say book ID primary key. Next to that, if you add the word auto increment, your database will take care of assigning the values for the primary key. So you don't need to you don't need to worry about that. Your database will take care of it. But then when you're doing the inserts, you have to specify which field you're inserting into. Okay, so you have to say insert into table name, and you have to specify which fields you're inserting, right? So you're not inserting the primary key. You're inserting every field except the primary key. So say your book table has book ID, book name, author, then your script will look like insert into books, open parentheses, and you'll specify book name, comma, author, and then you'll say values, um, you know, um, and whatever your book name is and where the author is. And you do not specify a primary key because the primary key will be auto incremented by your database. Yeah, Callista, this doesn't accept double quotes. So wherever you have double quotes, just use single. Like when in your insert statements where you have a double quote, just use a single quote. It's not accepting double quotes.
So do I need to create a whole new table?
No, no, your table's already created. If you do a dot tables, you'll see that your table is created. Right? Your table is created. It's called music.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Right? So, but nothing is inserted. If you do a select star from music, you'll find that there's nothing inside your table. Yeah, just do a select star from music. And case doesn't matter. From music, Calista. No, see, if you get that dot dot greater than, then that means you didn't finish a command. So it's still from. You still need a from. Semicolon. No, just a semicolon. You already have the from music. You're missing the semicolon. Enter. Yeah. And there's nothing in the tables, right? Nothing got inserted. So if you do an up arrow, Callista, no, up arrow on your I know the arrow keys. Yeah, you see that you get all your commands back. So go back to your insert command. Just keep doing an up arrow till you get your insert command. Yeah, now go and change the shirt where you have the double quotes, change that to a single quote. Just use your cursor. Again, use you cannot use your mouse. So do it without your mouse. Just use your keyboard to navigate to shirt. Yeah, then change it. So backspace. Yes, and substitute it with a single quote. And double quotes don't work, but single quotes work. Yeah. Yeah, now press enter and again do a select star for music. From. Semicolon. Right, so you see that one row is inserted there. Okay, now if you do a select star from music, you'll have your music table will have 2 rows. And again, anytime you want to repeat the commands, you can use the up and down arrow keys. Right? And you can do a dot quit, you can exit SQLite, you can exit everything, you can shut down your computer, come back, and you'll still have your test table I mean, test database available. Okay, so I'd like you to start creating your tables. Dine, Alan, Callista, you got a hang of this, right? I'd like you to start writing the create scripts for your customer table, customers, items, and transactions. So do that in a separate text file, like a notepad or something like that. Or I don't know if Google Doc would work. It should, I guess. Yeah. So start writing your create scripts there, and then you can copy and paste your create scripts from there into your database. But then when you're creating a database for bakery, create a new database. Okay, so don't use test again. So create a new. So when you do a dot open, you do a dot open, and then you give it another name. So if you call it bakery.db, then you're creating a new database. And maybe let's use that, can I say that, naming convention. So open it as the new file, new database, call it bakery.db. And then I'd like you to have foreign key constraints for the orders table. So we'll talk more about what that looks like when you're creating the orders table. So start with the customer table and the item table. Both of them are pretty straightforward. Um, I'd like you to use um, okay, let me put this. I'd like you to use not null constraints as well, but let me put that on chat. Just the uh, how you would use the syntax. So here's the documentation for the foreign key constraint.
I think I have mine finished.
So that's your bakery items, right? We're doing bakery items.
Oh, yeah.
So ID, name. Yeah, I mean, we don't, so we just, this is what we did in class the other day. So we just have item ID, item name, and we have item cost. And I'd like you to use the word item ID just because ID in three different tables, might be
Yeah.
confusing. So use item ID. Um, I mean, if it's easier for you to remember, use item name because again, your customer will have a name. And then the only other thing we need is the item cost. So item ID, item name, and cost. Yeah, you have price per unit, and that's great. Um, yeah, you might want to make it item or bakery item ID or whatever you want to call the ID. I'm fine with it being ID, just if you don't get confused with it. And don't call it yeah, or call it you have to call it bakery item ID, or you have to call it item ID. Underscore, separate them all by underscores. Dine, first create your item table and customers table, and then create the transaction table. Or write the script for item table before writing the transactions table. I just saw the time. Let's take a break. It's 10:36. Um, we'll come back at 46:51. auto increment, not null. Okay, so you add a not null constraint to every field that should not be a null, including primary keys. Okay, I thought for primary keys it was like a given that it will not be null, but the thing is your foreign keys will break, right? Because if you can allow a null for the primary key of the columns, then you have two nulls, and then the data that you have will be garbage. So in your transaction table. So make sure that you add all of these constraints. So you add a not null constraint. I was going to tell you to add a not null constraint to the other fields. Like, for example, your customer name should have a not null constraint. Your item name, again, should have a not null constraint. And in your orders, in your transaction table, your date should not be a null. All of your foreign keys should not be a null. So make sure that the quantity should not be a null. So make sure to add the not null constraints everywhere, everywhere that you think is appropriate. And I have added this create table syntax. Okay, we call these constraints because it constrains your table to adhere to these specifications, right? So you cannot insert something that is null. So go ahead and share your screens and show me what your create scripts look like. And once they're ready, you can start creating them, insert a good set of values into them, have enough so that you can run these queries. You can write these queries, and I put the queries on chat just now. So that's what you'll be working on for the rest of the day today. I'd like to review your ER diagrams as you are done with them. So by the end of the day tomorrow, my aim for you is that you have a good start on that you complete the bakery, all the queries, and then you have a good start on your project. Okay, that your ER diagrams are approved and you get a good start on writing the queries. Calista, Dine, could you guys share your screens as well? Are you doing okay with the cold, Calista?
No, it's really cold over here.
Okay.
Freezing. I went on a walk last night and it was like 25 degrees out. It was really cold.
Mhm. Was I muted all this time when I was talking about foreign keys, or did I mute after that?
Yeah, I think you were muted.
Oh my God. Uh, okay, anyway. So what I was trying to say was that you can give whatever name you want. Like for example, you want customer ID in your transactions table, you can call it customer ID or you can call it something else. But within your foreign key constraint, where you're specifying foreign key, you say this field in this current table references customer ID, right? So you specify the field in that particular table that references the customer ID in the customers table. So you'll have two foreign key constraints for the transactions table. So one foreign key that references item ID, the other foreign key, one foreign key that references items, item ID, the other foreign key that references customers, customer ID. So Dine, your foreign key constraint would be you would add your foreign key constraint over here before you close the parentheses. No, Callista, create scripts for both item table and for your customer table. Then you can create your transaction table. It'll be transaction table. I just put the track as the example. That was the example they had used in the foreign key page on SQLite. So did that work, Alan? I mean, I wasn't sure if SQLite will, like you haven't specified foreign key as such.
Yeah,
So
it
that works.
already inlined it
Okay.
in here.
Okay. I wasn't sure if that would work. I'm glad it does. So Callista and Dine, your primary key, you should add the not null constraint. Actually, you should add not null constraints across the board. I don't see very many. I don't see you use not null at all. So like Callista, so you would add a not null here, right? Auto increment not null. Yeah, I see this. That's good. That's good. Hold on. You shouldn't have quantity in your bakery items. You just want ID, a name. You can have category, but yeah, you don't have quantity. What's until?
Like the expiration date.
You already have an expiration date there.
Or sold until, good until.
Have one. Have either a good until or a expiration date. Have one, not both. And then this doesn't have a date um, data type, right? So this has to be a text. This is a text. And you don't want to purchased. Okay, and then add yeah, you got not null there, not null there. Whatever you do, like price per unit should be a not null. Um, um, Dine, you specify references customer ID of which table, right? So foreign key, customer ID, this customer ID references, is this, right? So this customer ID references the customer ID of the customers table, right? So you want to say, yeah, no. And then, yeah, another parentheses. You don't have the you shouldn't have this one, like remove the other, yeah, remove that set of parentheses, just a space after references. Yeah, remove the extra parentheses here as well. And then similarly for item references, which table's item ID. Yeah. Okay, good. So go ahead and create your tables. Make sure to save these scripts. So just in case, you can't find your tables, you deleted something, whatever, then you have all these scripts available. Mm.
For some reason, it looks like it's not checking the foreign key constraints. It's letting me insert things even though they have no
Mm.
um, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering if that syntax was okay, because foreign key is a keyword. I don't know if it's because you inlined it. let me check that as well. I have those tables created. Ah, it's not enforcing it. That's not good. Well, according to that documentation, it should fail, but it's not. Okay, apparently you have to say, you have to run this command, Alan, you have to run this command that says pragma foreign key is equal to 1. Only if you do that,
Like this.
and then when you do an insert, it works, but otherwise it doesn't. Only then it enforces the foreign key constraint.
I think it's still allowed to.
I love it.
Oh, what?
Keys, foreign keys with it's plural,
Oh, yeah.
equal to one. Yeah.
I see every time I'm dumping the table, it's showing me this.
Hmm. You know, I am when I dump it to, it does say pragma foreign keys off, even though I have set foreign keys equal to one.
Interesting.
And it is enforcing the foreign key constraint after I set the foreign key equal to one. So I don't know what's up with the dump.
And how are you writing the pragma? Is it like just like
Equal to
this?
one.
Yeah, that I have here. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Just try inserting and yeah, it should work.
There we go. Okay.
Mm. Yeah, you can also do on. Their documentation actually says on. That's crazy that you have to do it every time for, it says the library needs to be compiled with the foreign key constraints enabled, and it must be enabled by the application at runtime using pragma foreign keys command. Foreign key constraints are disabled by default for backward compatibility. Oh my God. You have to be really, looks like you have to be really, really careful with this database because a lot of the assumptions that you can make with databases in general doesn't seem to be, applicable here. Like you assume primary key is not null, right? You assume that foreign key you specify it will.
Right. Deconfig.
Okay, Callista and Dine, did you follow along with that pragma foreign key is equal to 1? You have to run that command for it to check the foreign key constraints. Okay, otherwise it will let you insert stuff that's not correct. It will not enforce referential integrity, right? So you have to do pragma foreign key is equal to 1 before you insert values. So Callista, show me your create table scripts. I just want to check your orders table. It's transactions table, transaction ID. Primary is spelled incorrectly. To increment, also make that not null. These two need to be not null. Not null, customer ID, integer ID, quantity totals. Foreign key. See, this is customer ID. So your foreign key constraint is not complete. And then you have to specify foreign key customer ID, right? This customer ID in your transactions table, you have to say references, right? You have to say foreign key customer ID references, which table, right? This references this customer's customer ID, right? So you have to say references, customer, and then customer ID. Here, you have to say that right here after this. Foreign key customer ID references, and then you have to do that for this as well. So you have only two. Yeah, you did that correctly here for this for your second one. You haven't done that for the first one. Yeah, foreign key customer ID references. You could make this customers like plural because you have bakery items, you have transaction, if you make that plural. References, which table's customer ID? So you have to say references, customers. No, not there, not there. That's customer ID. You have to specify the name of the table outside. So references, table name, field name. What's the table name? Yeah. No. References, customers, customer ID. So this is table name, Callista. Yeah, this is table name, this is field name. So this references, customers, customer ID. So that's correct. Like you have here. So foreign key item ID of this table, references, you're missing an S. You don't have a table called items. What's the name of your table? Yeah. Yeah, that's correct. But you shouldn't have a comma here. Otherwise you're good. Okay, and then I don't know. I don't know if the space is okay. If it gives you an error. Yeah. Insert into, be careful, be careful. So Callista, what I'd like you to do at this point is run these three create scripts and make sure that all of your tables are created correctly. Then write the insert statements. Just copy and paste these into your but again, create a new table, create a new database. So do a control C or exit out of there. And then do SQLite 3 space bakery. Okay, that's fine. So do a open bakery.db. Vinay, you have to do SQLite 3 database name or just a SQLite 3, enter, and then .open. So between the two foreign key constraints, you both have you both have a comma, and I don't think you should have a comma between the two primary key between the two foreign key constraints. Yeah, that comma. Just remove that comma and just have a space. Instead, you either do SQLite 3 database name, or you do SQLite 3 and then do a dot open bakery.db. Right? So either SQLite 3 bakery.db or SQLite 3.open bakery.db. Then your quit, do a control C, get out of it. Anytime you get this dot greater than, dot greater than, control C, and then it doesn't quit, just do a control C and then start over. Hit a control and a C at the same time. Nothing happens.
No, I was hitting Control and C. Oh, there we
There
go.
you go.
Or I can copy and paste this, right?
Yes. You should be able to just copy and yeah, paste your SQL scripts. So Dine, so now you're inserting into customers. You have to specify which fields. So insert into customers. You have to specify which fields and then values. Because your primary key is now auto increment. Did you hear that, DNA?
Yes, I was wondering if it was like this right here.
Yeah, what's missing is what fields you're inserting, right? So you're inserting name, address, and phone number, right? What is DNA? I mean, what field is that?
Customer name.
Okay, so you have name, address, and phone number. Okay, so then you then specify insert into customers, customer underscore name, address, comma, phone number. Not values, before values. See, just after your table name here. Yeah. Again, no, open and close parentheses, like follow the naming convention that I have here. So it would look like customer underscore name, address. Mhm. So use the exact field names that you have used. Did the scripts work, Callista?
It's showing I have an error. Oh, it's the double quotes, maybe.
I don't have double quotes.
Um,
Oh, it's the comma. It's this comma. It's this comma. I don't have a comma. Yeah, don't use your mouse, just use the keyboard.
was it just that comma or is it this one as well?
Just try it. If it gives you an error, then bakery items. So did your bakery items create bakery items? Oh, you don't see, no, okay. So it's your bakery items has a bakery item ID, right? So you have to say your item ID, right? Your foreign key item ID references your bakery items, bakery item ID. Do you see that? Because your bakery items doesn't have an item ID.
So then it would be bakery item ID here.
Mm-hmm. Like it needs to be the exact field name in the bakery items table. Yeah, that's correct. Do a dot tables. Okay, so your bakery items got created correctly. Foreign key item ID. Items.
I think you're missing the ending parentheses um for the whole thing. That makes sense.
That's correct. That is correct. You're
Or with
missing,
the transactions.
yeah, there's an open parentheses. There's no matching closing parentheses here. For your transactions. Yeah. Just add a parentheses. Thanks, Tini. Good catch.
And then tables again.
Yeah. Just make sure that got correct. Yeah, it got created. See? So here you see that it wasn't created. You just have 2 tables created. Now you have all 3 tables created. Alan, are you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm just trying to find some documentation on whether it's possible to preserve the config
Mm.
or just trigger something on load.
To do your foreign key, the
Yeah, just to
Padma?
enable that.
Okay. Let's take a break. It's 10:46. Let's take a break and come back at noon, at 12:01, and then we'll continue from there. JDBC, you use JDBC to connect to the database. And so when you're connecting, you pass a connection string, and in the string, you can enable foreign key constraints to be on. I think that's the best place to set it. Other than that, I don't see that. I mean, I look too, but I don't see it. Did you find anything?
Yeah, I'm trying something right now. There's really no documentation on it, but apparently
Mm.
a there is a startup file that it reads.
Oh, good.
Um, Yep. Okay, I just figured something out here. So, um, if you create a file called SQLiteRC in your home folder, um, and then you put this line in here,
Mm.
it'll run this every time you open a database, and it'll set
Okay.
that by default.
Mm. And that's working?
Yep.
Nice. So it should be in your home directory, is it?
Yeah, let me see exactly where I have this. Yeah, so it's under the users and then your username.
Yeah, I can't, I mean, it says you're sharing your screen, but I can't see anything. Um, Can you stop sharing and then start sharing again?
Me?
No, Dine.
Oh.
Sorry, I had it paused during break and I forgot to unpause it.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, and then make sure that in your transactions table that you have a lot of records, because otherwise, you can't check if your queries are working correctly. So maybe have like 30 records in your transactions table. Calista, are you doing okay there?
Yeah, I'm just working on the value, the table, and um
You're
inserts.
good. You're on the right track. Just keep going. Mm. So it's the dot mode table that displays the select star from as a table, is it? That looks nice.
Hmm.
And then enforce constraints is not working in the connection string. Calista, your table only has a customer ID and a customer name. Ah, no, you are doing it correctly. No, you're not. Sorry. If you add a customer number there, then you have to go back to your database, which you have already created the customer table, right? You have to, it's called drop. It's called, you have to delete the table. You have to drop the table.
So is it dot drop then? And then I
It's not dot drop, it's drop. It's drop table, drop table name, semicolon. Table, no, hold on. Table name is customers. Drop table, yeah, customers. Semicolon. Do a dot tables. Okay. Now you have to run that create script again.
so then I just copy and paste this into here.
Yeah, but not digit. It should be what? Customer number should be again text. Yeah, then you copy and paste, not now. Enter. Yeah. I'll do a dot tables. Yeah, good. So Dine, when you finish writing the insert statements for one, just run it through, make sure it works correctly, then go to the next table. So make sure that your customers and items are created correctly. Do a select star from, make sure everything's there. You should be able to insert, you should be able to just paste all of them together, Dine. Yeah, just start from there and then just insert. Again, Callista, the name of your table is bakery underscore items, right? Lista, your bakery items had a lot more fields in it. Said bakery item ID that will generate for you. So you have name, you don't have it. So see, that's the thing. You have to match exactly, right? You didn't call it item name over there. Go up and check. What have you see? You call it name. Oh, sorry. You have name, you have category, you have price per unit, and you have expiration date. So those are the values you should be inserting into your table. Those are the fields and the values for those fields. So, Dine, before you start inserting these values into your transactions table, I want you to run that command that I put in chat before, the pragma. Pragma foreign key equal to 1. Run that. What is that? Okay, put that in chat again. Run that before you, insert your transactions table. Hmm. I don't think total cost was a good idea. I think you should just remove the total cost field and then compute total cost. You can drop the table. But looking at Dine's table, it doesn't make sense to compute total cost. So Callista, you need to have 3 values, right? You're inserting item name. What happened? Did you delete category? I thought you also had a category. Show me your item table. Yeah. See, I'm saying you have to use this is being precise, right? You have a category. I mean, if you don't see yourself using that, then you should just delete that field and not have that at all, right? But then you have to create your table again. But it does make sense. Um,
So then I'd have to drop bakery items.
Mhm, mhm. Callista, it'll be, I think you should remove the total cost from the customer table and just calculate that. I mean, from the transactions table, and then just calculate that. So you're not inserting that into your table.
How would I do the foreign keys?
I keep doing this today. I keep talking, having muted myself. So insert these values into your customers table and your bakery items table. Do that first, and then you'll know what a customer ID and item ID you have. Typically, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but like do one insert first, like do this set first, and then do the second set next. Most likely, your date, if it was text, needed to be like within a single quote here. Dine, I would say, like complete like 3 transactions, put it into the table, make sure that works correctly before you do the rest of your 30. Right? Like fully complete 3, insert them into the table, make sure they're working correctly. Callista, did that work for you? When you inserted them, did you insert them?
No, I'm a little confused there
Why?
for the foreign key.
Don't worry
Um,
about the foreign key now. Yeah, I'll walk you through that, but just insert into the customer and do these two, and then I'll talk you through the transactions table.
so finish the transaction.
No, I'm saying insert these, your customer table and your bakery items table. This needs to be within a single quote. So add the single quotes to your bakery items to the date before you do the insert. Because that is text, right?
Yeah.
Do it one by one. Yeah, do the customers table first and then do the bakery items table. Yeah, you're missing a comma there. Okay, good. Yeah, go ahead and insert the bakery items now. Yeah. Okay, press enter for your last one too. Okay, good.
Enter
So
again.
no, you're good now. So now do a select star from customers and do a select star from bakery items. From. Just do a semicolon. It's not going to work. Just do a semicolon. It's going to give you an error because you missed the 4 from. Start again. Select star from customers. Semicolon. Right. So your customer, what is your customer ID now? Do you see that?
1,
2,
2, 3,
4, right? So you got your customer
4.
IDs. Now, if you do a select star from bakery items, you'll see that the item ID has automatically been inserted as well. All right, so you have your 1 to 7. You have so now you have your customer ID and you have your item ID. And so then your customer ID goes from 1 to 4, your item ID goes from 1 to 7. So your transactions will have 1 to 4 for customer ID and 1 through 7 for item ID. Does that make sense?
Yes. So
Yeah,
this is the 1 through 4 and 1 through 7.
so your customer ID here will have values 1 to 4, right? 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. And your item ID will have 1 through 7. That would be the values. When you do the values, you choose from 1 to 4 for your customer ID, 1 to 7 for your item ID.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna put that in parentheses.
Remove it later, because then
Yeah. Okay. Um,
Alan, if you are working on the on the queries, none of what you print should have just the IDs, right? So think of it as running a report. So when you're running a report, it has to be a customer name and a customer ID. Sorry, it has to be a customer name and an item name. It has to be like text, not the numbers, not the IDs.
Yeah, I'm just trying to generate pairs of
Oh, nice.
items and customers for the transactions.
Okay. Callista, show me how you would do like a couple of transactions before we finish today. I want to make sure that you've inserted a couple of records and that works correctly. Dine, did that work correctly? I was looking at Callista's screen.
Yes, so here was the transactions right here.
Okay, great.
so I'd still include this, right? Or just leave it.
Which,
Would I stop at quantity then, since I'm already
yeah. Mhm.
okay?
Yeah. No, values.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm. No. Hold on, I'm getting a call from this number over and over again. Hold on. Can you have a 5, Callista, for your customer ID?
Oh, no.
Be careful here too. This stuff. Calista, be careful again. You're missing single quote there. But I would like you to come up with other combinations of item and item ID and customer ID. Okay, instead of 1, 1, 2, 2. I mean, that's good. Keep that. But in addition, like do 1, 5, 1, 7,
Well,
2.
since I don't have customers past 4, would I just leave that, but then put in the item ID?
Yeah, you would keep customer ID between 1 and 4, right?
Oh,
So
but they
you
would,
could
okay.
Yeah, but the item ID would change, right? So you can do 1 and 7, 1 and 5, 2 and 5, 2 and 7, 2 and 3, So like different combinations of customer and item ID. Yeah. No, yeah, keep that. 1 and 1 is good. 2 and 2 is good. I'm saying I want you to have like a lot of records. I want you to have like 30 records in the transactions table, right? And so you have a chance to come up with all kinds of combinations. So don't just have 7 records or whatever, 4 records in your transactions table, but have a lot, so that then when you're running your queries, it'll make sense. So I want you to finish this one line, and I want you to create these records in your SQLite table before we finish for today. Yeah, that's good, Callista. Hold on. Copy these and paste it. But the first one you need to change is remove the, the 1 to 4, or just insert insert these into the table. Something's wrong. You're missing a single quote here. So you have to insert these again. I think you'll just have to do a Control-C, because it's kind of, yeah. Let's start again. Okay, so it's 1 o'clock. Callista, I'd like you to finish this before you go.